Hi there. This is Finnish on Duolingo, a strategy video with some to-dos found in this PowerPoint presentation for you and people who are just stumbling across this wherever they are on the web. Here we go. So let's move to the second slide. The question I asked not too long ago to Luis von Ann: what are some steps that groups can take early to ensure a great course and get approved? And I hinted at the Finnish on Duolingo, right? And he took the bait and he answered my question. He said, I'd recommend having a very competent and dedicated team of 3 to 4 people and an argument of how you'll be able to bring a large user base for the course. Duolingo forum gets uh, posts that get a lot of votes get our attention. So that's something that we want. We want to have, a dedicated group of folks, true, and an argument or multiple arguments for how to bring a large user base, and also start upvoting a single form to bring that attention to us. Okay, so getting approved is super important, and we are close. I can feel that we're close. I started this group not very long ago. I think it was maybe a year or 2 years, something like that. It was Christmas time, I remember. I finished the contributor, the incubation application. I said, this is gonna happen. And nothing had happened, after a couple of months even. But when I had made it, I also made the course. Not the course, the Finnish on Duolingo Facebook group. And so it's just been growing and growing. And now we're currently, as of the 17th of January, about 953 members last time I checked. And that number keeps on growing and growing, which is awesome. So we also want the goal of getting organized enough to produce a great course. Super important. When people get approved, when courses get approved, I'm sure there's a bunch of excitement that automatically happens by everyone, people who are contributors and people who aren't. And they immediately want to rush and put thousands of hours in, and then life happens and things slow down and they don't keep, it consistent. So that confusion, of, what are we going to do now? And how are we going to plan this out? And then being introduced to the system of the incubation is something that this presentation is hopefully going to cut down on and better prepare you for what to expect in the future. So we want to have efforts that are prepared and well organized because we want consistent and meaningful results, right? We want to continuously, every single day, work towards the course completion. So how can we also employ people who don't speak Finnish fluently? Because I know that there's individuals who have stated, I want to help, but I don't really speak it fluently. So I was thinking things like they can make memes for vocab mnemonics, or for other things that are within the Duolingo course, just like how you've seen Memrise, if you've used Memrise before, and also develop categories. And I'll go more into this a little later on. Okay, so the first to do is to get approved. Okay, so we got to sense out what's the best argument, or make some multiple arguments is fine as well. But we have to have a single form for that and point to the form and send everyone to that form and say, upvote this form. This is what is going to get us approved. Let's make this happen. So the most popular, the most well-developed form is going to get the most attention, and that's what we want. Going back to the CEO's statements, we want that large user base to an argument for how we're going to get a lot of people. And then also share it like crazy. Go to your friends, go to different groups that support Finland, news agencies, doesn't matter. Talk to Tarja Halonen, tell her we're making this Finnish course for people who want to learn Finnish, perhaps come to Finland, increase tourism, increase the money for Finland. This is a positive thing. Please support us. Talk to whoever, it doesn't matter. Put that argument out there, point to the forums, and attract a lot of people and tell them how we're going to get this large user base, because it's important. Okay, and also remind Duolingo. People who reach out to Duolingo, they do get noticed, even though they may not have get a response. So tell them about our progress, what's happening, about our forum upvotes, what we're doing, our organization, our progress, everything, and share it on the Twitter, on the CEO's Twitter, on the Facebook, and by whatever other means that you can do it, even if it's via YouTube or whatever it is, and use humor, use jokes, however you do it. There's a meme generator right here, and I've already created 2 memes. One of them I already posted in the Finnish on Duolingo Facebook page, and the other one you'll see at the end of this presentation. But funniness, humor is super enjoyed by all humans, so definitely give it a shot. Here we go. Educate yourself is a big thing. People who want to help, especially educate yourself and ask yourself questions when you're going through these things that I've used to educate myself. So there's a video on the incubator. There's a walkthrough that someone put on. And there's this page here. I'm just going to open it up so you can have a look. Okay? You can see that this one skill has these lessons that they put up. Lesson 1, lesson 2. Look at this. Look how we can utilize a format like this for what we're trying to do. So they put the French word here, then they put the English word here, and they went on. So these are the vocabularies that people are going to be learning when they go on, which is pretty cool. And then you go on to something else over here. This one actually has tips. This is the German one for basics. Okay. Tips are great. We want to make sure that we're giving and putting tips on our in the incubation when we're doing it. Okay, and here's more of that. So just educate yourself. Look these things over. Whoops. This thing goes fast. Okay, going back to the meme generator. Okay, looking at that, messing around with that, creating jokes and funny things with that about Finnish on Duolingo or whatever it is, or our progress. Check it out. Okay, so what are some lessons that I learned from the information? Phase 2. Phase 1 is working on it. Working on it when it's the course contributors are messing around inside the system and creating sentences and whatnot. Phase 2 is beta when it's released to everyone. That's lockdown phase. That means we can't do anything more. We can't add anything more. That means if we don't have a good course in terms of the vocabulary, the categories that we want to expose people to, the amount of fluidity that we want to bring to people who want to speak Finnish. If we don't have enough quality, if there's not enough bubbles, on the tree, not enough skills, if it isn't thorough, it's too late by beta. So we don't want to, I don't want to say rush, because I like people, and for myself also, to push themselves, to put extra stuff inside of it. But we want to make sure we have a quality course. So everyone, those people who are not contributors and who are contributors, can be working on it. When it's 20% done in phase 1, I've heard, and I've read it somewhere, that Duolingo allows us to add more contributors. So we'll talk about contributor number also. All right. Freedom to make the course. We can make the course however we want, but we have to use a template. And I know the French template was used for the Duolingo course for Esperanto. So what course can we use? And I was thinking of Hungarian because of its similarities grammar-wise to the Finnish language. And I would like to see if that's a possibility for us to do as well. So let's look into how Hungarian is when it comes out, because it says 100% right now, and I don't know when it'll be done. Sound recording is a big issue. Sometimes people outsource it to some companies or try to make the sound recordings themselves. I would like to have the sound recording for us to do ourselves, because that is the most natural sounding. But how that happens, do we have to each sentence have someone record it and then somehow each individual one upload, or how does that work? I would like to know. So if you have that information, definitely let me know. Gamified way. When you go on the incubator, if you're a contributor, you notice that's gamified. There are scoreboards. There's a progress bar about how much has been done. Those are some things that motivate you to continue on. In order to finish a skill lesson, you have to have 3 sentences for each word. So each of the words that we introduce, that you saw it in the French and the German Wikipedia pages, each of those words, we have to have 3 sentences for each one. So let's see how we can make that happen. Moving on. Organization. The number of contributors. The CEO said 3 to 4 people of dedicated individuals, okay? But that's what normal courses do. I don't want us to have a normal course. I want us to have an awesome course. So something that I was thinking about is sharing accounts for those who are contributors, those people who are bilingual and who are willing to dedicate the time. Take a look at this. So this is my account, IC Starter. You can say hello to me or add me. Finish on Duolingo. Take a look at this, okay? The time zone. Setting the time that you want to work on it. 1, 2 hours, 3 hours, how much time you want to put in. Put your Facebook name in here. And I just added, February and the 31st and things like that. But you can look. For each of these hours could be a different person putting their time in and scheduling it. We can become a lot more coordinated if we use something like Doodle. So have your mind thinking about that just a little bit. Using Facebook chat to coordinate, okay, I'm signing off now. The next person who put their, the information on Doodle, you can sign in because I'm out of the account now. So go in. And this way, instead of 3 to 4 people, we can increase it to like 20 people, 24 people, each hour having another individual on that one person's account. And when it's 2 accounts, not just my account, that number would double. And that's huge. So think about that, and think about what's the worst that could happen, right? If you lose an account and someone wants to be a jerk or a wrongdoer and somehow lock you out, you can always create another account. And for example, because I would be the first one to give my password on, and I would have to change my password as well, to the other individuals on the Facebook group. But that's something that we can certainly do. The Facebook Messenger for the contributors, and it's something that I think it really has potential. So think about that. Non-bilingual, what are some ways that you can help? Think about that. And I actually have a way for you to do that. Overcoming the unknown by getting knowledge from those who have done it. I haven't done it before. Okay, I've been pushing for this course to happen, but the Welsh group, the Swedish group, the Dutch group, they've done it. Okay, how have they done it? Let's learn from them. Let's talk to them. So I created this form. Whoops, that might be able to help, and you can get to this form after I post a link to it. Check that out. So this is a form for people who have done it in the past, the Welsh group and things of that nature who've contributed. Here's some to-dos. I created a fun space for us. And for those people who are NPCs, non-proficient contributors, to go to. Click on this. Okay. You'll be taken to this place over here. There's the Finnish tree skill that I'm going to make another video on because I'm pretty much running out of time. Because when it gets 15 minutes, it's over. But I'm going to talk about this fun space and this to do more in detail because I think it has major potential. And I'm going to stop it right here. I'm going to talk about this. This is the to-do number 2 after getting the approval. So you saw to-do number 1. This is to-do number 2. Let's make this happen. Part 1. Bye.